when we came here, it's tough.
It's a shock to your system.
It's such, oh my God, it's
in
like,
many ways.
it's so,
I can swear.
yeah, because it's a very sensitive subject for me. Because my youngest was always bullied in school, and it was not an easy thing. But yeah, it's
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, my dear. It's okay. Can I hug you? How are you? There you go.
and he was even bullied by a teacher.
Teacher.
Oh yeah. Wafa knows the story. I told her once. That was the first ugly face of racism that I faced here, and to face it with my child was
That's not easy.
cruel. Over 50, starting from scratch. I don't honestly, if I said I'm proud of the girls and the boy, I don't know how many times I say I am proud of Basem.
It's time to unlock your full potential. Every person has a remarkable story. Join me, Dr. Sura Hadad, on a journey of empowerment and inspiration as we delve into the depths of discovery and transformation. Today on Top with Dr. Sura Hadad, we dive into the fascinating life story of Ghada Elsehemy, a remarkable woman who wears many hats with grace and strength. Hailing from Egypt, Ghada has called Canada her home for the past 23 years. As a mother of three, seasoned entrepreneur, and immigrant, she embodies resilience and success. Throughout her journey, Ghada has amassed a wealth of life experiences that have shaped her perspective on motherhood, entrepreneurship, and immigrant life. Known for her infectious sense of humor, Ghada has a unique ability to turn challenges into moments of laughter. Her laughter is not just a coping mechanism, but a testament of her unwavering spirit. In this podcast, we will unreveal Ghada's inspiring life story, exploring her beliefs, her journey, her insight on life as a successful immigrant woman and mother. Ghada Elsehemy, welcome to my podcast and my humble home.
Thank you so much, Sura. That was actually awesome. I did not expect that at all. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for this wonderful introduction. I'm not sure I'm worth of it, but thank you.
Well, you know what? We'll dive into your story and we'll let the audience decide on that. Now, tell me why most Egyptians have a great sense of humor. What is the secret? Like, they're all funny.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Honestly, it's like it's in our blood. It has been there since ages. It's well known that Egyptians are comedians when it comes to any aspects of life. I do believe that they take anything and turn it into a joke with a deep dark comedy, if I may say. We just laugh at anything, even if it's our pain.
And I know you do that a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So now, why did you decide to move to Canada from Egypt? Especially because Egypt is a safe country and beautiful. Is it because financial reasons or something else?
Yeah, that goes way back. So more than 23 years ago or more, actually. Thinking about it, honestly, myself, I was not a fan of leaving Egypt. Yes. Egypt is my homeland. I love Egypt so much. We didn't have any financial issues back there. On the contrary, we did have a thriving business, and we were well off in every aspect. But my husband decided that Canada should be our second home. And it's a better in education for our kids.
Yeah.
And honestly, right now, I see why he decided that. And thank you, Basem.
Good, perfect.
Off record, you're not gonna hear that again.
Yeah.
But
By
yeah.
the way, Basem is her husband.
Yeah, Basem
So-
is the husband. Yeah. So we came here just for the education of the kids. I honestly, I was not planning to stay that long. I just like, yeah, let's stay for 3 or 4 years and see how things are, and then we can go back home and figure things out and come back when it's time for universities or whatever. We landed in Halifax, and I could not imagine my life anywhere in Canada other than Halifax. Honestly, it's I believe in science. I am a very spiritual person, religious person, and I believe in science, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I know for a fact, if we landed at any other province in Canada, I would just left. Halifax with the
Halifax
nature,
is
with
home.
the kind people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely it is my home now. Yeah.
So when you first arrived, how did you feel? How did you actually cope with the challenges? You know, especially it's a new culture, a new, you know, like new place, everything new. The weather is different.
Everything. Yeah.
The weather is different than Egypt.
Yeah. So the first thing, talking about the weather, the first thing that I was crying. Honestly, I had very difficult time coping with everything here. I was always with my parents back home. I was like, we had a very good life back home. So when we came here, it's tough.
It's a shock to your system.
It's such. Oh my God! It's
in many ways.
And so I can't swear. So in so many ways. Okay. So it's really tough. And I already had two. I had Habiba with me. I had 3 kids. So I have three kids. So I had Habiba with me, and my kids are when they were young, they were very difficult to handle. So
all kids
to do all that by myself was like very, very difficult. So I did have a very rough start here. But as time goes by, I figure out as like, this is the perfect place to raise children.
Yes.
Back then it was like, I don't know about now, because and I hate to say that it's after the incidents that has been happening in the city, I feel like it needs to be more safer for our kids or grandkids, if for me. But back then it was the perfect place.
Okay.
So that would actually ease a little bit of the anxiety that I was having, because maybe I was not meant to be here in my mind back then, but seeing my kids and how happy they are, how safe they are, the well education that they are getting, and everything just made me feel, this is where I belong.
Okay. So after all those challenges, I know you got into the cake business.
Oh yeah.
And I know you use this cause for bringing smiles to many. Oh my God, I'm like to many sick kids.
Yeah.
Tell me how and why.
I didn't know that you know about that. Okay. So, I think 12 years ago or so, I left my job in Egypt. And when I was here, when I came here, I was too busy with the kids. And I had my youngest, actually at the IWK 19 years ago or 20 years ago, I'm not sure.
Yes.
Lost count. So I was so busy with the kids. So I didn't work for quite some time. And when they were, I think, in mid school, I had a lot of time in my hands. And knowing me is like, that I can't sit still. I have to do something.
Yes.
So I started teaching myself cake, and it started small, and then it grew. Back then, I would say I was one of very few in the city.
And I know you went to the US for a competition too.
Yeah. It started like a hobby, and then I took it because I'm very competitive.
Oh, I can tell.
I'm pretty competitive, and I take things, even if it's tiny or trivial to others, very, very serious, and I give it 100% of everything that I have in my soul.
Yes.
So it went from a hobby to I was competitive actually in shows, and then I was organizing cake events here in Canada, back in Egypt, Dubai. I was connected to a lot of very well-known chefs in everywhere in the world. I was doing a lot of collaborations, either online or in person.
Yes.
And then it hit me because back home we had a lot of kids that are suffering from a lot of disease, and we have the government hospitals there, and it's not the best condition.
Yeah.
And I was connected with some of the organizations, and an idea came to my mind is like, why can't we throw those kids at least a birthday party every now and then,
Nice.
so that they can be happy? And I throw that thought to a few of my friends in Egypt, and they were very excited about it. So we started organization, and we took it from there. And we have been doing a birthday event at one of the cancer's hospital for kids for the last, I would say, 6 years. So
And you're still doing that?
right now it's not right after COVID. We've been doing it every 3 or 4 months or whatever. We gather things, but we are doing it in a charitable events more than the cake thing. It's because of the economic situation right now in Egypt. It's we find it's more profitable to them. It's throw like a potluck other than.
That's a very heart-touching event to
Thank
make them
you.
smiles.
Thank you.
Now, I know you moved from that to study nutrition.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God.
why the like what got you into going into studying? Like, what were your thoughts?
Okay, so back then, because of actually, we wanted, because when we started throwing the parties for the kids, some of them had cancer, and the others were just orphans, because we had a lot of group. We actually, the organization was, sometimes we had more than 200 plus volunteers from all over Egypt. At one point before COVID, actually we throw 40 parties all over Egypt.
Nice.
It's like, and if you know Egypt, it's huge.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we had parties from Tanta, Cairo, Alexandria, and we actually had one in Oxford, which is like from south to east, or whatever that is. So
that's very, very
yeah,
far.
it was huge. So they were always coming back to me, is like, how we are supposed to do the cake, because if you know, cancer is like, it feeds on sugar.
Yes.
So we needed to do something sugar-free. So I started looking into recipes.
Yes.
So I started looking up recipes that has less sugar or no sugar, or the alternative. And then it came up to our attention that some kids have gluten intolerance or whatever. And so I was looking into ingredients that is more healthier and less harmful for those kids.
So you were always searching stuff for better.
And while I was at it, as like I was, as I told you, I'm very competitive. It's like, okay, while I'm at it, why not
study
it and actually have a diploma for it? So I looked into it, and there's a school here in Halifax that's giving an intense diploma, because I wanted everything to be fast. So it was a 2-year program. I took it in, I think, less than 9 months.
Yeah, that's actually again competitive.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
the way you are.
Yeah. So I did that, and I am certified holistic natural nutrition at that point. And while I was doing that, then my hobby, because he started his own business 12 years ago or so, the photography.
Your husband.
Yes.
I was going to get into that
No,
because
okay, so
you moved from
from
food
that to this.
to real estate. Now, how did that
Interesting.
happen?
Interesting.
And
Tell me how many of the
How
people you're
did you
going to
get
advise to say it's going to do that. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then not only that, your
Yeah.
husband is your boss.
Yeah.
How are you guys still
We call
living
him
together?
the boss, but we know. We know. Yeah, he had his own business for 12 years by then, the photography. And he had his real estate license. So he came up with like, back then it was realtors was usually just having their camera and taking photos of the
Yes,
house,
yeah.
and that's it, and minimum edit, and the photos look horrible. You know that.
So you brought it. You brought it to the next level.
Yes. So he
Yes.
decided like, and again, if you think I'm competitive, wait to see Basem.
Okay, so it's in the family.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, it's very hard to live with us.
Yeah.
So he was like, he started taking his own photos for the listing, and he started not liking what he's doing, because he was like a natural photographer. He would
Yes.
take beautiful scenes and everything. And when he went from that to homes, he figured out, no, I can do better. And he just started learning and teaching himself, getting diplomas, what blah, 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 blah. And
Just like you.
yes, and he mastered everything. And then back then he was approached by one of the brokerages here in Halifax to start the photography department at their brokerage, and he did. And it was the first photography department ever. I don't know about Canada, but ever in the Nova Scotia,
yeah.
in a brokerage. And Basem was the manager at it, and he started hiring a lot of people.
Yes.
So, loving husband he is. He's like, okay, I need to be the boss of my wife. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, he got you into it. Come with me.
Yes, it's like, yeah, because I was helping him before.
Yes.
Just booking the appointments and checking things online for him and doing a lot of things. Is like, okay, why don't you come and work with me and actually get paid for that? Yeah. So he got me at get paid of that. So,
Okay, you got
yeah. So I moved to the department, and 10 years he's a manager. I'm a manager at that.
How long have you been doing this photography and edits there now?
Okay, so Basem since 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you?
Me since 2016.
16.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to switch now.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about family.
Absolutely.
I know you have 3 kids.
Yes.
2 girls and a boy.
Yes.
And I know as a working mother, having kids and all that is very challenging.
Absolutely.
So how did you cope with it? What did you learn about it? What can you give our audience as an advice as a working mother?
Okay, I wish I can say that you can do that or not do this, and it will turn out to be that, or it's going to turn out not to be this.
Yes.
It's not that easy.
Yes.
Every kid is unique and special. Every kid have their own personality.
Yes.
And they are actually teaching us. It's not the other way around. This is what I've learned.
Yeah.
They are teaching us how to treat them. So if I have any advice in that matter, will be listen to your kids. Listen carefully to your kids. They will tell you what they need from you. As an immigrant, it has been tough. It has been very tough.
In terms in school,
everything. Okay, and I might cry a little bit.
That's okay. I have Kleenex. Don't worry.
Yeah, because it's a very sensitive subject for me. Because my youngest was always bullied in school, and it was not an easy thing. But yeah, it's
okay. Sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, my dear. It's okay. Can I hug you? Habibi. There you go.
Yeah, Ahmed, he was always bullied at school. He was called a lot of names, different. He was very special. They tried to diagnose him with ADHD. He's not. He just was a very, very happy and active kid. And he was even bullied by a teacher.
Teacher.
Oh, yeah. Wafa knows the story. I told her once.
Okay.
Yeah, he was actually bullied by a teacher, and that was the first ugly face of racism that I faced here, and to face it with my child
Yeah,
was
that's not easy.
cruel.
And you know what? They say there is no racism. There is, but it's
Oh, yeah.
all under the table.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I never. It's not in me. I don't ever play a victim. I
No,
take
I know
matters
you.
in my
I know
own
you very
hand. I
well.
never play a victim. And
Yes.
even if someone is racist and he treats me bad, it's on him. It's not on me. And I
Exactly.
always come back out of is like, no, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not playing a victim. I know that because everywhere, even back in Egypt, there was racism. It's like
Yes,
it
it
comes
was.
in
Yeah.
so many different forms
Yeah.
and shapes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So can you tell me the story so that our audience can
Oh, gosh.
actually learn? Because some people don't know this is actually racism or bullying or anything like that.
yeah. Yeah, Ahmed was a very, very happy and active child. Okay.
Yes.
So he was always all over the place. And he knows that.
You know,
And
that's what a
I
child does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I woke up one day, sent him to school. It was
Yeah.
a normal day. Going back to him to pick him up from school, from the classroom, and then I was waiting outside, and then the teacher's like, "Can I talk to you for a second? You have to," because I usually pick him up from outside. "Can I talk to you?" So I went inside. It was
Yes.
like Friday.
Yes.
I went inside, okay, and she was talking to me beside the copy that that when they where they hang their coats
Yeah.
and everything, and I can see with the side of my eye the classroom. And in the classroom there was the desks for the kids, they're like in rows.
Yes.
And there's one desk right in the corner beside the bathroom, and on top of that there was a sign, a huge sign.
Yes.
"Do not talk to me."
Are you
And
kidding me?
beside that desk was the garbage bin of the classroom. So that was the first thing that I catch with my eyes, and she was talking in a very condescending way. It was like, "Yeah, Ahmed, he has another issue today." I was like, "What is going on?" And she's, when the kids are going home, so the kids, because they were like, he was like 6 or 7.
Oh my God, that young.
Yes, 6 or 7. So the babies were like hugging each other, and he was a big kid. Ahmed was a big kid. So they were hugging each other before they saying bye and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, they were hugging each other." And there's the sweet tiny little girl that she was hugging her friends and his friend, but she didn't decide to hug Ahmed. So he's like, "Please give me a hug, please give me a hug." And he went and hugged her. So the sweet little, that was her words. The sweet little girl cried because your kid was huge.
That's not his. Like,
What? And
That's not a way to talk
I listened to
about
her. It's
kids.
like, even in her tone, you're
Yeah.
calling my kid is like he's a big kid. Yeah, of course she got scared because she's a little girl, sweet girl. So you're making the
he's not
comparison
sweet?
as you talk, and in front of Ahmed.
in front of him.
And he was looking at me and he was like in tears, and I was like, "Okay, did you hear his side of the story?" And she looked at me, he's like, "No." I was like, "Why?"
Oh boy.
So I went into my knees and talked to Ahmed. I was like, "Ahmed, what did happen?" And he told me, "No, I don't know. I don't remember the name of the girl." It's
That's
like,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was giving everyone a hug in the classroom. So I went there and I was like, "I want a hug. Anyone a hug?" And when I hugged her, she just started crying. "I'm so sorry, mommy. I'm not going to do this again." And I was like, and I looked up at her. It's like, uh, who's sitting on that desk, if I might ask?
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, it's Ahmed.
Why?
It's like, why? Because he can't stop talking. So I moved him to here. It's like, okay, how
They're
long?
kids, though.
And yeah, and what the other issue with Ahmed was like the kids are throwing garbage at the garbage bin, and he's just taking it out on them. It's like he was really mad. It's like, are you telling me that how long Ahmed was staying there? And she said a week,
A week, a whole week,
a whole week,
every day.
every day.
Oh my
Do
goodness.
not talk to me on top of his desk.
How can
the
you
garbage
treat
bin
kids
and
like
the
that?
kids throwing the garbage at him.
Even
laughing.
timeouts are not that long.
And you got the nerves to be angry of my son because he reacted to that for a week.
Adults will do that too.
For a week.
For a week, oh my
So
goodness. Poor
I
kids.
was like, are you joking? Is this exact? How many kids you have been treating them like that?
Exactly,
And
yeah.
she went in a shutdown mode because she knew right there and then that she was on the wrong. I went home. I was so furious. I sent emails to the principal. I sent emails to the vice principal, to the teachers, to everyone, and I made a very big deal
You should
after
have,
that.
yes.
Yeah, but it's like to see that happen to a baby. He was like,
Oh my God, 6 years old. That's
why would you think that I would not have the right to say or the voice to so that you can hear that I'm angry about that? And she was looking at me, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
She knew
one
she was
story.
wrong, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's one story of Ahmed. He had few. So going back to how to raise the kids, honestly, I don't know. I was blessed by 3 kids. Alhamdulillah. I was blessed that the 3 kids are doing amazing in life. Alhamdulillah. What did I do right? I honestly, I don't know, other than I listen to them. I always listen to them. I try as much. I listened to them when they told me that I was not being a good mother and I didn't do that and this and this. So I went back and corrected it. I listened to them.
You're making me cry now.
I listened to them when they were telling me I don't spend much time with them and I'm neglecting them and I'm doing more work. So I went back and I tried to fix that and have less hours. I listened to them when they were trying to tell me in so many words or in actions that they need more affection or they need more liberty to do so or to do less. I listened to them that when they told me I have no right to tell them what to do there in life and they are grown up now and they have the choice to do that or this. So I stood there. I was like, okay, I'm giving you my advice. And I listened to them when they later came to me and said me, Mommy, you're right. Thank you for being there. So I just listened to them. Honestly, and I'm so proud of them. All of them. They are, alhamdulillah, they are doing amazing in life. Habiba, alhamdulillah, she just finished her master's of architect. She's working at one of the biggest firms of architect here in Halifax. Yasmin, she just finished her neuroscience, Bachelor of Neuroscience in Dal.
Awesome.
Alhamdulillah, yeah. And she's seeking an opportunity in optometry school. Inshallah, she's going to get it. I'm very proud of Ahmed Habibi. He just finished his first year of engineering in Dal. And just got accepted in electric engineering.
Yes.
I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of their choices. I'm so proud of that. They are amazing human beings. They have a very big heart. Yasmin, she's actually right now while we're speaking, Yasmin is mad at me because I promised her that I would go to the senior home where she volunteers every week.
It's my fault.
She volunteers every week at the senior home. To take care of them, and I promised her, is like, I'm gonna be with you one of those days.
Yes.
So yeah, they have big hearts. They have
You
big
you
hearts,
do too.
and
That's
honestly,
just
thank you.
amazing.
No, I don't know about me, but they do have a very big heart.
Well,
And
you know what?
I'm
They
so
gotta
proud of
learn it
them.
from somebody.
Alhamdulillah.
And I know your husband had a lot in all of this there.
Yes.
And I know you talked about him and you mentioned him.
Yeah.
Can you say a little bit more about it?
Absolutely.
I'll make sure he
The
doesn't
boss.
listen to that.
The boss. Okay, so the hubby started his own business 12 years ago. Went to start the first photography department in the Nova Scotia. I'm so proud of him for the things he did. A year ago, he decided to take that department and not take the department, to take that business and start his own business. And of course, I followed because we're just
You
together.
guys are a team.
Yes, we are. We are honestly.
And by the way, you're still married to him, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. That we are. It's like, yeah, most of the time we would like to kill each other when I shoot, and it's like it's tense. But
Yeah.
yeah, we reconcile. So yeah, he started a year ago, solo.
Yes.
He
Just you
was
and him.
over 50, starting from scratch. I don't honestly, if I said I'm proud of the girls and the boy, I don't know how many times I am proud of Basem, because back home when I married him, he was in the military. He was at the intelligent agents in the military.
Okay.
Big shot. So, and after a few years into our marriage, he decided is like he's done with that job, and he wants to leave. And he came to me seeking validation, because it's like everything that he knows.
Yes. Yeah.
And actually is like, if this is good for you, let's do it. We're in this together. And he actually did. And he started another business, okay, from scratch. He was a big hit in that as well in Egypt. When he came back, he started the photography department, the photography thing from scratch, the real estate from scratch.
So you guys both have the same intentions. You guys start things from
I would
scratch.
say, yeah, best. No, let me tell you that I'm always saying that to my kids. I'm not as equally intelligent as Basem. That's why he gets the last say. But I get the last laugh always.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very, very, very smart person. We have a very high work ethics. That's actually
I
what
think
you get you.
most of the Middle Easterns have a very high work ethic.
Yes. Yeah. If I'm not intelligent, so if you give me something that I don't know how to do it, okay, I will teach myself. I will get it done.
Yes.
Basem can get it in 2 hours. I can get it in 6 hours, but I'll get it done.
Yes.
I will get it done for you. I will not charge you for the other 4 hours that I teach myself to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he started everything from scratch, and before you know it, it's a big thing. So we started that company a year right now and 1 month.
Yeah.
So it's 30 months into it, and alhamdulillah, we are one of the biggest real estate media companies in Halifax and Nova Scotia, and actually going to Moncton and New Brunswick.
Amazing.
Yeah, and the Valley. And so
expanding.
yeah, we're expanding. So
Great.
and he did that solo for so long before we could afford because we didn't have enough money to do anything. Right now, we have, I would say, 8 in our company employed. We
Nice.
have the full system of a company. We
very
have
nice.
everything. We're so proud of what we did because we worked so hard for it. So right now, I own everything. I used to go around feeling uncomfortable talking about it because you know how the Middle Eastern women were raised. I see the look in your face is like, you know how
I
they were
went
raised.
through that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling ashamed if you talk highly about yourself is like
Exactly,
you're
yes.
why you're talking that, you're doing that, you're showing off. It has
not
been a
showing
stigma.
off.
Yeah, it has been a stigma.
It's a teaching environment for every.
It's a teaching curve. You need
and the challenges you face, you learn from it. So people think, yeah, you're talking highly about yourself, but you're
It's
really
not.
actually giving them advice.
Exactly. No,
If
it's,
they
it's
really
not
think
even
about
that. It's
that.
like if I'm talking highly about the company that we have started from scratch in 13 months, and
I'm
right now
proud of it.
it's like
I worked hard for
am
it.
proud of it.
Yes.
We have when I say and people when I go through my stories and post funny things, the TikToks or whatever, that we work 24/7. It's like no way that we do, because for 13 months, me and my hubby, we have been taking turns in sleeping, and I'm not joking.
You know, I understand,
I'm
because
an early
starting a
bird.
new business
Yes.
is not easy.
I am an early bird and he's a night owl. So I would go to sleep around 10 or so, and he would wake up after his nap from 10 till 3 or 4. And then I wake up at 4 to start. So yeah, it is 24/7.
Nobody would know unless they were in your shoes.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Now, I'm sorry in advance. Again, I made you cry. I touched on a very private subject and
You
sensitive.
hit the nerve.
I am going to hit another nerve.
Oh, gosh.
And this one is very emotional. I know your mother. I know she was your role model. I'm sorry. And she passed away a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Tell me how this impacted your life in terms of being a role model and after her death. How did you recover from it? I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I'll give you a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so my mom was, yes, my very role model, and in so many ways, I admire mom. Some are obvious reasons, and some no one other than me would know. My mom is a Middle Eastern one. She was very well educated, alhamdulillah. She was a principal at a high school in Egypt. She had 3 kids and a very, very, very high temper husband to deal with. So she didn't have an easy life. And back then in Egypt is like, I don't know how to say it in a decent way, but we took everything for granted. Everything that she did, everything that she sacrificed herself to do, or we didn't see it. We didn't know that she was actually doing this till she was gone. She was kind of a shield to everyone. She shielded us from a lot of things.
I'm sorry.
Allah
I'm gonna
يرحمها.
go. I'm gonna hug you again. I'm sorry.
الله يرحمها.
Family and mother, Habibi. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I am very proud of my mom.
She's an amazing
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, she is.
Raised an
Yes.
amazing family.
She was very well educated. That's why I love to talk with her intellectually. She was amazing. She sparked. She was very full of laughter and hope. She was the joy. Everywhere she went, she loved people. She loved to invite people. She loved spirit. When she died in COVID, so I was deprived of saying goodbye, because at the first wave where the airports shut down, so I couldn't go back home. And they even they couldn't get her to a public place to the burial and everything,
Hospital,
because
yes,
it was during the first wave of COVID. But during that night, while I was really cried, and I was so depressed. It's like, why would that happen? I started questioning everything. I got 10 messages from 2 friends that I know, and 8 I only knew through Facebook, through the charity things that we have been doing, through friends of friends,
Yeah.
who knew the story. They went to Kaaba and did Umrah for mom
Oh.
that same night. So it's like I was over the moon, and yeah. So I knew that God works in his mysterious ways, and I do trust him, and I do trust that that mom is definitely in a better place right now, and I'm so grateful for everything that she did to us, and now I know what she did. Now I know.
Now, as a mother of
Yeah,
three, you know.
yeah. Now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
know.
why I always talk to my kids and tell them, you know what, you would never know the things that I'm doing right now for you, but you will realize it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will. Now, I know you lost a brother during COVID too.
Yeah. A year after my mom.
Yeah. Not that long. How did you cope in getting, it's not getting over or forgetting, it's just going back to a normal life?
You don't.
It's never,
you never do.
It's never
You
the
never
same.
do. It's like you're always wearing a mask.
Yes.
You're always put another shield.
Yeah.
You break. You stay down for a while. Always remember that this is the perfect position to pray.
Yes.
So you take your time. You heal a little, and then you move on. It was very difficult because I lost my mom during the first wave of COVID, and then my brother during the third or I think it was the fourth wave. It's never easy. You don't co-op with it. You just learn the lessons from it, and do your best. I would say is like every time I remember, I break down in tears and I question a lot of things in life. But I do remember that we will all meet someday.
That's right. That's
Alhamdulillah.
right. Alhamdulillah. Last but not least, what does life mean to you? What did you learn from all those challenges?
If I've learned anything during the challenges that I've been facing ever since I came to Canada, it would be don't ever listen to anyone who tells you that you can do this or you can't do this, that you do belong in this place or you don't belong in this place. You do deserve that promotion or you don't deserve that promotion.
Yes.
If someone tries to tell you that, just walk away with a smile and watch me.
Exactly. I love that. What would you tell yourself now? What would advice you would give yourself
Toughen
through
up.
all that? Toughen up. Toughen up.
Toughen up.
Toughen up. Yep.
Life is never going to be fair.
Yes.
It's never going to be easy.
Yes.
So don't expect it to be. Toughen up and get it done.
Excellent. Ghada, I love your sense of humor,
Thank you.
your big heart, and how you always look for new opportunities and never give up. You are a great inspiration and a great role model for all women.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great, inspiring conversation and very emotional. It was my pleasure learning all your challenges and your great journey. Keep it up, and I wish you very success in your life.
Thank you so much, Sura. Appreciate it all. And it was really, really good talking to you. And I hate you for making me cry.
I know, I'm sorry.
But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, dear.
You're very welcome. Thank you.